لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وسيد المرسلين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I bear witness there is no Lord but Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, is his last messenger and prophet. Whoever Allah grants guidance will never be misguided. And those who Allah has set astray will find guidance nowhere soever. The best words are that one of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran. And the best guidance is the guidance of slaveless messenger and prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillah ar-rahman ar-raheem. ليس البر أن تولوا وجوهكم قبل المشرق والمغرب ولكن البر من آمن بالله والملائكة والكتاب
واليوم الآخر من آمن بالله
شكرا يا أخي. شكرا. ولكن البر من آمن بالله والملائكة من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر والملائكة والنبيين
والكتاب والملائكة والكتاب والنبيين.
You are confusing me, please be silent. I will listen to myself and I know my mistake. ليس البر من آمن أن تولوا وجوهكم قبل المشرق والمغرب ولكن البر من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر والملائكة والكتاب والنبيين وآتى المال على حبه ذوي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل والسائلين وفي الرقاب وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة والموفون بعهدهم إذا عاهدوا والصابرين في البأساء والضراء وحين البأس أولئك الذين صدقوا وأولئك هم المتقون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about al-birr. What is al-birr? Some books translated as righteousness. And righteousness is to do the proper deed. But the word benevolence is more closer to the meaning of al-birr. Why? Because benevolence is the title of someone who does the righteousness but does it with faith. So faith or iman plus righteousness become al-birr. And al-birr means is to fulfill. When you say Allahu al-barr, mean the one who fulfill the needs of his servants or his creature. When you are barred by your parents, means you are satisfying, fulfilling their needs to the best of their pleasure. So in order, but why do we have to exercise birr? Why do we have to be benevolent? Because birr leads to taqwa. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that al-birr have to be fulfilled by so many points in ourselves. When Allah says ليس البر أن تولوا وجوهكم قبل المشرق والمغرب, that is not that you stand in prayer and you make sure that you are in the right direction, but yourself, your heart first, has to be in the right place with Allah. And what's in the heart? To believe in Allah and the Day of Judgment. Belief is al-iman ma waqara fil qalb. To believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is something that the heart does. And to believe in the Day of Judgment. Taqwa has a lot to do with the Day of Judgment. واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون. The ayah number 281 Surah Al-Baqarah. After you believe in Allah, and be careful when Allah put a sequence, the sequence isn't the proper importance. Means believing in Allah has to come first. And then believing in the Day of Judgment. Then believing in the angels. And then believing in the books. And here, when Allah put it in a singular format, means because all the books lead to Tawheed. All the books that Allah has sent by the angel lead to Tawheed. And then the messengers, the Nabi, the prophets. These are events that have to do with the heart. And then there are events to do with the self, yourself, your nafs. وَآتَ الْمَالَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ. When you spend of wealth, of what Allah has given you of halal, you can spend not only from your extras, as many of us would do, no, but you have really to give further of what you love to keep. وَآتَ الْمَالَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ. ذوي القربى, those who are relatives, واليتامى, those who are orphans. And definition of orphans is anyone under the age of puberty or the maturity. It can be 14, 15, whatever. والمساكين. What is the difference between miskin and faqir? Faqir is a person who really doesn't have anything. Miskin is a person that barely work hard for what he can suffice himself. Like in Surah Al-Kahf, وَأَمَّا السَّفِينَةُ فَكَانَتْ لِمَسَاكِينَ يَعْمَلُونَ فِي الْبَحْرِ. The ship belonged to some masakin, they work in the sea. So that's a Quran definition of miskin. So you can give to someone who barely makes his living. You don't say, well, he is self-sufficient and I wouldn't give it. No, you have to give to that. Allah says, وَابْنَ السَّبِيلِ. Ibn Sabil is a person who is traveling or a stranger and his wealth, his money is finished. And he has nobody to ask. And you can give to that. And also, watch the sequence. ذوي القربى first, then اليتامى, then the miskin, then ابن السبيل, والسائلين. A sa'il is a person that really in financial trouble to the degree that he is asking you. waperrakatuh. Riqab maybe during the old times when you free a slave. But in our modern day, you are really enslaved by the system. If you don't pay a check that you wrote, if you default on a check, you go to jail. And then you become a prisoner of your debts. That will be similar to firqa. Those people who have their life was turned upside down because they are imprisoned by debts. That would be firqa. So then this is an attitude or self or nafs treatment by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to achieve al-birr. And then وَأَقَامَ الصَّلَاةِ. Notice that establishing prayer or zakah came after all that. And Allah has deep wisdom in putting it in that sequence. Because nowadays you see a lot of people who come and make prayer and memorize so much Quran, so much Hadith. But when you look at their attitude, you say, what happened? And I see that a lot, even mostly in our Muslim societies. When a man would come out of the prayer and then he insults and say all bad things and lies and is not honest. وَأَقَامَ الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَى الزَّكَاةَ وَالْمُوفُونَ بِعَهْدِهِمْ إِذَا عَاهَدُوا. And those who, when they promise, they fulfill. When they write a contract, they honor the contract. When they decide within themselves to do something, and that's a promise to Allah, only Allah knows it, they do it. They don't, as in Surah Tawbah, that Allah does not accept from the munafiqeen وَمَا مَنَعَهُمْ أَن تُقْبَلَ صَلَاتُهُمْ إِلَّا أَنَّهُمْ so and so, and then come to the end of the day, وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَىٰ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَ إِلَّا وَهُمْ كَارِهُونَ. He gives the sadaqah, and he really doesn't like to. The believer will give the sadaqah, and he's very happy by his position by Allah. There is a hadith from Abu Hurairah that يكون الرجل في ظل صدقته يوم القيامة. In the day of judgment, a man will be shaded by his charity offering. He makes sadaqah, and that sadaqah comes in the day of judgment and cover him in the day of judgment. And somebody will say, but there's no shade except the shade of Allah. Disagree with the hadith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hadith Qudsi said, سبعة يظلهم الله تحت ظل يوم لا ظل إلا ظل ورجل تصدق فلا تعلم شماله بما أنفقت يمينه. Allah will put it in a very special place, and that's his shade. A man that will give sadaqah by his right hand, that his left hand wouldn't even know about it. And that's so much for how nobody knows about sadaqah. And in another hadith, صدقة السر تطفئ غضب الرب. When you give charity in secrecy, like nobody knows to who gave the sadaqah, nobody knows about it, the anger of Allah on you for any sin that you have made, it will be put off, and Allah likes you. So then we come to والموفون, then we say إقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة. As we know that zakah, the minimum zakah is for your wealth, as you know from fiqh, so and so for this, so and so for that, so and so for your wealth, like 200% for your wealth, and your saving, all that. But this came after giving the parents and giving the poor and giving the relative and all that. That means that what Allah has asked you to spend before that is more important. Somebody would say, but if I give more than what Allah asked me to do, it's a nafilah. It is not a fard, and Allah likes the fard more. But the nafilah brings something that the fard cannot bring. What is that? In the Hadith Qudsi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ما يزال عبدي يتقرب إلي بالنوافل حتى أحبه. My servant keep making so much nafilah until I love him. So does Allah love everyone? Allah may accept your prayer. But when you reach the degree that Allah loves you, that's a completely different story. You have to do a lot more than just making your prayer, than just paying your zakat, than just doing what you're supposed to do. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالصَّابِرِينَ فِي الْبَأْسَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَحِينَ الْبَأْسِ. And those who are really enduring, and I wouldn't like to say the word patience, because patience has a short meaning, it doesn't cover a lot of things, but to endure may cover more spectrum of troubles and difficulties. Fil Ba'sa is when you are poor, when life is tough. Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَآتَ الْمَالَ عَلَىٰ حُبِّهِ. When you love to give to Allah, and you love to have money, that means that you put Allah ahead of everything. You prove to yourself that your love to Allah is sound. And this one Allah loves you. في البأساء والضراء. الضراء, that like somebody is sick, has medical problem, has mental problem, is old, and his knees are hurting, and this and that, and his body aches, and all that. He forgot all these things, became so little that he realized to please Allah is better than that. That's why Allah, the Prophet said, دَاوُوا مَرْضَاكُمْ بِالصَّدَقَةِ. Treat your sick people with charity. And there's another hadith Prophet said عن الحارث عن زيد بن الحارث said, I heard Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, الصدقة تطفئ حر القبور والمؤمن في ظل صدقته يوم القيامة. Similar to the hadith that we said before. Like charity or sadaqah that you give would decrease the heat of the graves. Like some people, for Prophet ﷺ said, إن هذه الأمة تعذب في قبورها. This ummah, they get the punishment of the grave. And that's what Allah knows, for probably to clean his record before he stands before Allah in the day of judgment. But sadaqah again comes here as a rescue in your power. And the qabr is a place that is, you are helpless. You have no will. You are moveless. Nothing. If anything would bother you, like what you are in a nightmare, can't do anything. Then comes sadaqah in a very good time and clear all that. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَحِينَ النَّاسِ, and then they stand in the battlefield, they do not run away from the enemy. And this again, out of the 7 that Allah put in their shade, is out of the things that the Prophet ﷺ said, don't do it because this is out of the 7 mubiqat, the 7 bad ones. وَالتَّوَلِّي يَوْمَ الزَّحْفِ. There are some people when the battle is hot and he sees the enemy, he run away. And that's a big sin. But the person who stands and fights for the sake of Allah is the person that is really truthful, and that's in and that's. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا. Those are people who prove their truthfulness. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُتَّقُونَ. And those are that have achieved piety. Piety is very important. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give on piety what He never gave on anything else. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu said, Wallahi, لو تقبل الله مني ركعتين لا أبالي غير ذلك. If Allah accepts only 2 rak'ah from me, I wouldn't care about anything else. And then they asked him why. Then he said, إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Allah only accepts from those who achieve piety. So it is not how many rak'ahs you make. It's how you make the rak'ah. How your heart reacts to your prayer. How you are making the world better by your presence. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وسيد المرسلين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وآله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. One of the beautiful things that in Quran, that the Prophet ﷺ did not make interpretation to it. And if he had made interpretation to the Quran in his time, it would have been only good for his time. But Quran was made to all times until the day of judgment. Like what we said here for Allah, that has different meaning today than it used to be. In this society, in American society that we live in, unlike a Muslim society in other countries or Muslim countries, our focus is really our masjid. Like your qibla is your masjid. Your interest is your masjid. And please, brother, come forward. There are people in the back don't have room. And make people. And as you know, this masjid is decorated with almost like $750,000 or maybe now 600,000. But just imagine, let us say we pay that amount of money. Then what we have after that, after achieving the goal of paying, we expect a lot from the masjid. We expect when we have problem, we come to the masjid, some doctor or the member would help us and give us advice. Because sometimes we meet doctors and we need help We have to see it more and more and more and more. If you have a Muslim doctor here, you have it. If you're building a house, engineer of the masjid. School, we need school. We need school to teach our kids, and we don't let them pray in the outside school, and then he comes to you every day with a new thing that you don't, or a new behavior that you don't like, especially when we have in the school 8 hours, stay in the school 8 hours or more. When somebody dies, you have to count on the funeral homes. We have to have a washing room for those who may meet Allah in this masjid. We have to count on the masjid. So finishing the deck of the masjid is only the beginning, not the end. You have to have a place where you live home with your family and you feel comfort, you feel an insurance that if you have a place when you get in trouble, you will go to the masjid. Prophet ﷺ saw someone who was in the masjid in the time that was not a prayer time, and he told him, "What's wrong with you?" He told him, "I'm indebted." And he advised him, he handled it. He gave him the advice how to deal with that debt. We need a masjid that feels you. And in order for the masjid to feel you, you have, some of the members have to be ready to offer something in the society. I hope you become aware of this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala look at our needs and fulfill it and make us helpful to others, because we all need each other. Nobody can say, "I'm rich, I have the money, I don't need the masjid." No, you need the masjid. It's your gate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the best. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not put us in trouble. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make in our heart that His love is our goal. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us transfer the message to our kids, our friends, even our neighbors, with our good behavior of Islam, and change that character of the distorted figure of a Muslim. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا اللهم فيمن توليت بارك لنا اللهم ربنا الكريم فيما اعطيت واصرف عنا ربنا الحليم شر ما قضيت فانك سبحانك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك لا يعز من عاديت ولا يذل من واليت تباركت ربنا الكريم وتعاليت لك الشكر والحمد والنعمه على من انعمت به واوليت اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا الا غفرته ولا هما الا فرجته ولا مريضا الا شفيته ولا دينا الا قضيته ولا مظلوما الا نصرته ولا ضالا الا هديته ولا رحما الا وصلته ولا ميتا الا رحمته ولا حاجه هي لك رضا من حوائج الدنيا والاخره الا قضيتها برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه وبارك لنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. كما الصلاة.